Travel along, Catholic pilgrims, for 1 year as we read through St. Faustina's diary. Join me, Amy Thomas, each day for a short reading out of the diary which brought us a deeper understanding of Christ's divine mercy. Well, you've done it again, Catholic pilgrims. You've gone through another 100 numbers in our readings from St. Faustina's diary. Today is day 244, and we have made it to number 1200. So quite an accomplishment. I don't know if you flipped to the back, but I believe there are 1,837 numbers in total. And so now we are at 1200. So there is the end in sight. Not that I want this to be over. I've had such a wonderful time doing this with you all. And now we have to start thinking about what's for next year. What am I going to do? I probably won't do a daily podcast because this has been a challenge with life, but I do want to do something, and I haven't quite figured that out. So for those of you who have been writing me to ask, I will be putting up a survey in October asking my followers what they would like. I have a few things in mind. However, I want to see what you all think. So today, Sister Faustina has a secret, and she's not telling us, and that's going to drive me crazy. Actually, Sister Faustina is going to be going on vacation, and she's very anxious to go, which kind of surprised me. She doesn't seem like the type of person who would be anxious to go take some time at a vacation house, but she is wanting to go very quickly, and she has a reason that she doesn't share with us. But what we're going to be talking about today is being intentional and finding silence and solitude. So we will be reading from Notebook 3, numbers 1196 through 1200. Today, when a certain sister who was on duty approached me in the refectory, the sisters' dining room where assigned sisters serve at the time of common meals, I experienced severe suffering in the places of the wounds. I was given to know the state of her soul. I prayed much for her. Sudden calming of a storm. There was a terrible storm last night. I bowed my face low to the ground and started to say the litany of the saints. Towards the end of the litany, such drowsiness came over me that I could in no way finish the prayer. Then I got up and said to the Lord, Jesus, calm the storm, for your child is unable to pray any longer and I am heavy with sleep. After these words, I threw the window wide open, not even securing it with hooks. Sister N, probably Sister Fabiola Pavluk, then said to me, Sister, what are you doing? The wind will surely tear the window loose. I told her to sleep in peace, and at once the storm completely subsided. The next day, the sisters talked about the sudden calming of the storm, not knowing what this meant. I said nothing, but I merely thought within myself, Jesus and little Faustina know what it means. The 20th of July, 1937. I learned today that I am to go to Rabka. I was not to leave until August 5th, but I asked Mother Superior, Irene, to let me go at once. I have not seen Father Andres at all, and I asked her to let me leave as soon as possible. Mother Superior was a little surprised that I wanted to leave so soon, but I did not explain the reason for my wanting to do so. That will remain a secret forever. In these circumstances, I have made one resolution which I am going to keep. July 29th. I am to leave for Rabka today. I went into the chapel and asked the Lord Jesus for a safe journey, but within my soul there was silence and darkness. I felt I was all alone and had no one to turn to. I asked Jesus to be with me. Then I felt a tiny ray of light in my soul as a sign that Jesus was with me. But after this grace, the darkness and shadows in my soul increased. Then I said, Your will be done, for everything is possible to you. When I was on the train and gazed through the window at the beautiful countryside and the mountains, the torments of my soul grew even greater. As the sisters welcomed me and began to surround me with their warmth, my sufferings redoubled. I would have liked to hide and rest for a while in solitude, in a word, to be alone. At such moments, no creature is capable of giving me comfort, and even if I had wanted to say something about myself, I would have experienced new anguish. Therefore, I have kept silent at such moments and submitted myself in silence to the will of God, and that has given me relief. I demand nothing from creatures and communicate with them only insofar as is necessary. I will not take them into my confidence unless this is for the greater glory of God. My communing is with the angels. We have a lot going on here today. We have Sister Faustina experiencing the wounds of Christ when she sees the state of another sister's soul. We have a big old storm that she prays and God calms it because of her prayers. And she wants to leave to go to the vacation house soon. That's Rabka. Rabka is like their congregation vacation house up in the Carpathian Mountains. And that's where she wants to go. And she wants to go right away. And even Mother Superior is a little surprised, as was I, to hear her say that she wants to go. But she's got this secret and she ain't telling us. And we don't know why. Maybe she'll tell us later why she is in such a hurry to get up there. And then she has this very dark period of time where she's in the chapel. She feels very alone. There's a lot of darkness. And she just says, "Your will be done, for everything is possible to you." And then she's on the train. And she's looking at the beautiful countryside, which I imagine Poland is just gorgeous, and the mountains. But her soul is growing in torments. And so in the last one, she says, "I would have liked to hide and rest for a while in solitude. In a word, to be alone. At such moments, no creature is capable of giving me comfort. And even if I had wanted to say something about myself, I would have experienced new anguish." And so today what I wanted to touch on was leading intentional lives and finding that time for solitude and some space to be alone. I know we've talked about silence before, but it is really important. But first I want to talk about being intentional. We see here with everything that Sister Faustina does, she is very intentional. She is always thinking about what she's doing. She's always analyzing what she's doing. Sometimes it seems like a bit much, but she does at least think about it. We know that Sister Faustina is not rushing into anything very hastily. When she prays, she's very intentional. She always knows what she's praying for. Like today, we see her praying for this storm, this terrible storm. And what does she do? She gets up, she bows low to the ground, and she starts praying a litany of saints. She does then get tired, and I think we can all relate to that. And basically she tells Christ, "Lord, you got to stop this storm. I can't pray anymore. I got to go to bed." And it does subside. But she's very intentional. She has trust that if she prays that God will answer her. And because she's very connected to God's will, he usually grants it for her because, she's very much in line with what he would want and what he would do. And then she's always got a purpose for where she's going. She's going to this vacation house. Something's up. She wants to do something there. But with anything that she does, we see her be very intentional about it. When she goes on retreats, she has a plan and she has meditations and she's thinking about what she wants to improve in her life. And now she's getting ready to go to this vacation house. And I'm sure we're going to read about some of the things that she does there. She has prayers that she wants to pray. She has conversations that she wants to have with Christ or Father Andres or the Mother Superior. Everything she does is with great intent. And a big reason why she can be so intentional is because she does spend a lot of time in prayer and solitude. Now, we've talked about this before. She is a nun in a convent, and so it's a lot easier for her to find solitude and space and alone time than those of us living out in the world. But it does show the importance of carving out that time, because when we carve out that time, our thoughts are allowed to be digested, for lack of a better word. We can start to sift through things that are happening, take it in, maybe grieve over something, maybe think things through, play back in our heads a scenario that's happened that's made us uncomfortable and we're not quite sure why. When we have that downtime, that alone time, we can actually think about these things and start to really collect our thoughts. However, in the world that we live in, it's so hard to find that time, isn't it? I mean, we have so much bombarding us. We have TV and our phones and our tablets and our screens and everything like that. And there's just no time to sit with our thoughts. And when we sit with our thoughts, a lot of things happen. Number one, we can sort things out. Number two, we can be creative. Number three, we can start to dream new dreams, think about things that we'd like to do, ponder over things, think about the past. I think that's important to see how far you've come. If you never allow any time for your thoughts to come to you and you to go over them, you just are breezing through life. And that's why I can't stand when people allow their small children to be on tablets all the time or phones or anything, is because kids need to just be with their thoughts. They don't need to be entertained 24/7. I tell my son all the time, I don't care if you're bored. Being bored is fine because that's when you start to think and that's when you start to get creative. And too often we just shove screens in front of our faces, especially our children, and we don't allow them to just sit with their thoughts, get a little creative, get a little imaginative. It's really sad to me. And I'm guilty of it too. I spend a lot of time on laptops and screens doing what I do, but still, it's so important to find that time and that space to just be alone. And it doesn't have to be hours. It really can be 10 minutes. I mean, if you are somebody who tries to sleep in until the last second, think about maybe taking 10 minutes in the morning before everybody gets up and just having some time. Just sit and have some time. And I know people are going to tell me, well, I have a newborn or I have young children and they're up at the crack of dawn. I've been there. I know it's hard. But even when, maybe you're up with the baby and you're rocking and you're sitting with them in a nightly feeding, don't pick up your phone. Just sit. Just be. Just think. Just relish the moment and just let your thoughts come to you. So if you go to bed really late at night and everybody else is in bed, take some time to turn everything off, decompress, find some alone time, let your thoughts come to you. And while you're doing that, invite God in. And one other thing I would say to find some alone time. If you're in the car and you're driving to work, sometimes just turn off everything. Turn off the podcast. Except for maybe mine. Mine you need to listen to. No, I'm just kidding. Turn off the podcast. Turn off the music. And just sit. Just sit in silence for just 10 minutes. And just let your thoughts come to you. And that way, as you start to think, you can sort out your thoughts and start to be more intentional. Thinking about what you should be doing. Thinking about how you can improve yourself, thinking about what you could be doing for your family, thinking about memories from the past and how they've affected you today. All those things. It's so amazing what comes to your head when you just sit. And if you can, the number one way to have some quiet alone time is in front of the Blessed Sacrament, adoring Christ. And I know that's hard to get to, but if you can ever make time for that, that is a place where great things happen. So that is all for today, Catholic Pilgrims. I'll see you back here for day 245. And until then, live the faith boldly and travel well.